It is that time of year, my AKAPADers. It's horror season. It's October. It's the 31 Days of Dread, where we do on this podcast, AKAPAD, the Film Buff Podcast. That's me. We do one horror movie a day for the entire month of October. This year, it's nothing but black and white movies. Let's go. And welcome back, my AKA Patters. We got like a conundrum here. I'm not sure exactly how to position this. And then there were none. Directed by René Clair, one of the great French filmmakers. 1945. This is black and white in its absolute glory. There's a couple scenes towards the end where they're like on the beach and you see this giant mansion, this like 1% of the 1% Gilded Age type mansion on the cliffs. It just looks beautiful, looks spectacular. Also looks, well, 1945 fake. There's a charm in it. I think there's a draw. I think there's a recreation of reality that penetrates. And then there were none. We have 8 individuals. They're invited to a dinner party. The host doesn't show up. They're all accused of murder. As the story draws out, we find out who has committed murder. Each one, as the days go on, show up. They turn up dead. Poison playing the piano, so on and so forth. People even get shot in this. They get shot on the beach. All of these things, right? And we would classify this movie as it's a thriller. It's a thriller. But not really. See, a part of the analysis of this film is, well, we have to make an argument for it being horror. And here's the wild thing. With the horror argument, we can also position this movie as a foundational film. This style of thriller, it gets made by everybody. It's Agatha Christie, who I wasn't aware of. I'm watching this and I'm saying to myself, I'm like, God, this seems like an Agatha Christie. You know, this is like Murder on the Orient Express, just in the house. So I was surprised. Yeah, and somewhat happy because, you know, an observation of mine got validated. Since, you know, because I do a little bit of research when I finish watching these films. Here's the argument for this mystery thriller being a horror movie. I think Agatha Christie, if I can say her name, I believe when you read these books, they will read very much like a thriller. Now, I haven't read anything by her. I think that's something that I'm going to have to change very soon. But let's just give me the benefit of the doubt. Her books read as thrillers. But the movie, well, if we put ourselves in these characters' shoes and see how they're psychologically tortured, how they're physically tortured, what they have to do to themselves to get through this situation. It's a horrible experience. And these are people who committed horrific acts. No one in this movie's good. No one comes out alive. Everyone dies. This is a horrible, horrible situation. I'm not very much thrilled. I believe some material can read one way, but then there's another revelation when it's brought to life, which is it's not the same genre. Isn't that amazing? Where even like Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, you can read that book and you can say, this is a clear young adult book. This is like early teens level stuff here. But then you watch the Chris Columbus movie, and it's not really young adult anymore. This is a adventure, high stakes. There's a little bit more anxiety at the end when Harry faces, when they're all on the chessboard. It's a little bit more nerve-wracking, right? It's elevated above a classification of young adult. We can make a similar argument for Hunger Games, where Hunger Games becomes high-end sci-fi. It's not young adult. Calling a young adult as a feature, the way it's made, like you're not doing it justice. You're selling it short. And then There Were None is a horror movie through and through. I think it's poorly classified just on that alone. Here's the thing, AK Powers. I want to say this. We're dealing with a emerging Hollywood, right? The Hollywood film is bleeding throughout the world. It's advanced. It's way ahead of any other country. I mean, I know, like we have France, we have Germany at this time. We have films coming out of Japan, so on and so forth, okay? I'm not saying America's the only one in the game, but they're leading and they're innovating. So within this film, we don't get dolly shots. We don't get like a lot of camera movement. But what we do get is somewhat of this like extension of silent films where the camera's there, everyone's in frame, and we keep cutting. And every time we cut, we have perfect blocking. Like everything we need to see is right in front of us. And there's a grid-like pattern to watch in this movie that I deeply enjoyed, that I like just as a notation. I want to explore. I want to see other films around this year in Pacific to see, if it was a little bit of a technique copied and duplicated, something that I want to research. But AKA Powders, this movie right now, and then There Were None, 1945, one amazing cast. I have to tell you, it's hard for me to know if these were like names. For example, like a lot of these names are studio. They're studio contracts. There's no real like talent agency. But this feels like a talent agency driven movie. It seems like CAA, Creative Artists Agency.
Okay, that's right.
With the studio run system, that they had all the talent they needed on the contract, so they could just keep paying everyone to work and everyone's happy. So I can't speak of how impactful some of these names are, but everyone, that's the point I was getting. But everyone in this movie is just, they perfectly cast. It's like perfectly acted. Like everyone just seems so natural. Really nice, high-end, well-done stuff. Again, I deeply enjoyed it. Then There Were None. It's available right now on Amazon Prime. A horror movie? Come on, guys. Let me know if this is a horror movie. Let me know. For the 31 Days of Dread, rock and roll. I love you guys.